Welcome to our live session, our coverage of the markets for the 5th of March 2021. Okay, we'll first begin with GameStop. GameStop closed the session of the 4th of March at $132.35. I believe that's an increase, but currently in the pre-market session it's down 0.45, and you can see this is one of the Fibonacci lines that we plotted. This is the 361.8% extension level, and I believe at some point in just before the market closed on the 5th of March, it exceeded that level. The price at that level is 135.14. So if we uncheck this pre-market box, we can see what happened. Evidently, it exceeded that level. So at some point, we may have to remove that line and probably plot another set of lines. Probably add another set of lines. So this is what's going on in the pre-market. GameStop is down 0.42%. AMC is down 0.37% as well. KOSS Corporation down 1.24%. I believe the futures are not looking that bad from some indications. It seems okay. What we're looking at right now is that the Russell is improving. Yes, it's improving. This is the futures, and the Nasdaq futures is also improving as well. It's improving, yeah. So there's hope for a better session today, the 5th of March. So the market is yet to open. Market is going to open in about an hour and 34 minutes. So we have so far in the probably, would I say, the session in London, it has the Nasdaq futures has added 36.73 points. So let's see if we can find any news. Okay, so these are some of the features. The E-mini S&P 500 futures is up. E-mini Nasdaq is also up. Crude oil is up. Gold is down. The 10-year treasury is also down as well. Euro FX is also down. So we're trying to see if there's any. Okay, yes, there's some news here. It says US futures cautiously higher ahead of jobs report. Okay, if you just joined us, thank you very much for doing so. Thank you very much for joining us. US stocks futures were marginally higher today, Friday. the 5th of March 2021, as traders looked ahead to readings of the US labor market. Dow Jones Industrial Average Futures gained 0.2%, S&P Futures gained 0.2%, and the Nasdaq Futures edged up 0.1%. Oil prices rose with global benchmark Brent crude up 2.7% and US West Texas Intermediate up 2.4% after producer group OPEC and its allies agreed to extend output curbs into April. At 8:30 a.m. data are expected to show a 188,000 payrolls for February, following January's dismal increase of 49,000. The unemployment rate is seen holding steady at 6.3%. US trade deficit is seen widening to $67.5 billion in January from $66.6 billion in December, according to Bloomberg data. In equities, shares of GSX Tech Edu was 15% lower pre-bell after the company swung to a net loss in Q4 despite having a higher revenue. So let's see what's going on CNBC. Five things you need to know before the stock market opens Friday. Here are the most important news, trends and analysis that investors need to start trading day. Dow set to rebound after Thursday's deep sell-off. Employers likely added more jobs in February. 10-year Treasury yield holds above 1.5% before jobs reports and after Powell. Senate nears COVID relief bill votes after GOP delay. Connecticut among states is in some virus-related restrictions. Dow futures bounced Friday ahead of the government's latest employment report and after a sharp decline on Wall Street. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell on Thursday failed to reassure investors that the central bank would keep surging bond yields and inflation in check. The Dow closed 345 points or 1.1% lower on Thursday in a wild session that saw the 30 stock average down more than twice that at one stage. The S&P fell 1.3%. The Nasdaq was the big loser of the day, sinking more than 2% and closing nearly 10% off its February 12th record high. The index also went negative on the year as of Thursday's close, and the Dow and S&P held onto slim 2020 gains. Ten-year Treasury yield moved higher Friday today, the 5th of March 2021, trading around 1.56%, pushing toward last week's one-year high. Yields have increased rapidly since the end of January, stoking inflation fears. Powell did little to allay those concerns, acknowledging he sees some inflationary pressures ahead. However, he also said that rising prices would likely be enough to spur the Fed to hike interest rates. The market had been looking for Powell to address the recent surge in bond yields more directly, with a possible nod towards adjusting the Fed's asset purchase program. So GameStop is still down 0.82%, and we can't see that. Let's see. Okay, currently down 0.65%. Okay, it says Hong Kong police arrest 12 in stock manipulation scheme. Has that got anything to do with GameStop? Let's have a look. Hong Kong police arrested 12 people for running a stock manipulation scheme that duped investors on social media into buying shares at inflated prices before the stock was dumped. Authorities said on Friday. Raids across Hong Kong this week in a joint investigation by police and the SE Securities and Futures Commission led to the arrests, although no formal charges have yet been made. The freezing of assets of up to 900 million Hong Kong dollars. Our estimate is there is a large number of victims, but many of those victims might not want to come forward because they might feel embarrassed about being duped into this way. Ashley Alda, the chief executive of SFC, told a news conference. Police said the 12 arrested ran schemes on platforms such as WeChat by posing as investment professionals, offering stock tips and insider information, and targeted retail investors to buy small, mostly illiquid stocks. The role of social media in the manipulation of stock markets has drawn increased scrutiny worldwide following the GameStop saga in the United States. Shares of the firm soared since January after Reddit users banded together to squeeze hedge funds that had bet against the video game retailer and other companies. The stocks that figured in Hong Kong scam were listed on the main and GEM boards of the city's exchange and generally drew little investor interest soon after their IPOs. Alda said. Police said the groups boosted the impression of authenticity by posting pictures of well-known stock commentators and comments. So it doesn't really concern GameStop. So there is an update here. GameStop spikes as investors eye cryptic tweets by shareholder. Shares of Reddit darling GameStop climbed on Thursday, rising more than 20% at one point in yet another unexplained move that left market watchers looking for a possible catalyst. GameStop shares closed up 6.4% after at $131.93 after earlier hitting $147.87, the highest since a surge in the heavily shorted stock last month. One analyst and some Twitter users pointed to a cryptic tweet by Ryan Cohen, a major shareholder of GameStop and founder of e-commerce firm Chewy.com, as a plausible reason for the move, although Reuters could not independently determine causation. The late afternoon rally in GameStop began roughly around the time that Cohen tweeted what appeared to be a screenshot with the puppet dog advertising mascot of Bets.com, a famous casualty of the .com bubble 2 decades ago. Cohen and GameStop had no comment on the tweet. The tweet was as good an explanation as any for the sudden surge in GameStop shares, said Wedbush securities analyst Michael Pachta in an email comment to Reuters. The core story is that he will change the company and reverse its fortunes, so anything he does to reinforce that change is going to move the stock higher, he said. I don't know if this was the actual catalyst today, but in such an ugly market, it makes sense. Wall Street ended sharply lower on Thursday, the 4th of March 2021, leaving the Nasdaq down around 10% from its February record high. A GameStop rally last month has also been likened to a Cohen tweet. A February 24 surge in the company's shares began roughly around the time Cohen tweeted a picture of a McDonald's ice cream cone with a frog emoji. The tweet left some GameStop bulls wondering online whether it was a veiled message that Cohen would fix GameStop's business, like the fast food chain modernized its ice cream machines. GameStop has become one of the most visible of the so-called meme stocks that are closely followed on sites such as Reddit's popular WallStreetBets forum. The stock surged more than 1,600% in January after a wave of buying forced investors betting against the company's shares to unwind their positions before paring most of those gains the following month. Cohen's RC Ventures activist firm reached a settlement with GameStop in January, giving Cohen seats on the company's board. Okay. And this is Tanja. Okay, no, gotta begin from the top. Okay. So that has nothing to do with GameStop as such. Okay, a little bit, not so much. So if you just joined us, subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much. Okay. How are GameStop and RKT looking for today? Okay, let's have a look. We just looked at GameStop. Okay, we've got a like as well. Let's have a look at RKT. But the market hasn't opened yet, so we are not sure what we can find. Rocket, I believe that will be Rocket Company, Thrifts and Mortgage Finance. Quite volatile of late. Okay, let's have a look in the pre-market session and see what's going on with Rocket. Okay, Rocket is up 3.43% in the pre-market session. This is the 1 minute chart. So it's, you know, it has positive signals, all of the intermediate and short term, and indeed the long term one, you can see it down there, it's not very visible. They're all spotting positive buy signals for now, and the momentum is also just modest, very much modest at 57. So this is what's going on in the 1 minute chart. This is live, the closest you can have it to live. So let's have a look at the daily chart and see. So on the daily chart we can see it's even though, okay, we also have this chart as well here. We also have it here. Let's see. Okay, so even though it has declined, it has corrected significantly, but it's still trading at the premium to its short term and short, intermediate and long-term trend lines. We can see that it began this upward run from the 25th of February. It relentlessly ran up all those gains until the 2nd of March. So this was actually this week. It ran up all those gains just a few days ago. That was on Tuesday. On Tuesday, that was when it reached that peak. But since Wednesday, it has lost almost nearly all that it gained. So it's quite a big company. Large cap, $53.3 billion, 1.984 billion shares outstanding. Do we have any short interest figure here? It's saying 2.17. Let's see if we can validate that. Okay, 39.73% are sold short. So this is a very interesting stock. It's the short interest actually increased by 22%. Yeah, seeing 43 million shares sold shorts. Yeah, 43 million. Even though it's saying shares outstanding, sometimes this shares outstanding may not absolutely mean the shares available in the market. Sometimes it doesn't always mean that. And here it's saying the float is 108 million. So we have this 43 million, and implying that it's 39% of the. So this is if this is really the truth, then this is heavily shorted, and a heavily shorted stock. It's not because of the current WallStreetBets forum. No. Because before now, it has always been the case. If you ever got to know what short interests were or are, you definitely know that if you see any stock that is shorted, it is a stock to watch, to say the least. So a heavily shorted stock like this, rocket, what is it called again? Rocket companies will definitely be on the radar of everybody. So let's see how it goes from here. Yeah, currently it is up 2.49, and it's, even though it has corrected, it's still trading at a premium to its short and intermediate trend lines. So let's return to the 1 minute chart. Yeah, currently now it has broken through the support from that 10-day trend line. So it has cooled off a bit. Momentum has also died down, but it's still up 2.94%. So, but it's trying to regain some of that momentum at the moment as well. So yes, it's a stock that a lot of people will be watching, and indeed a lot of people not. A lot of people have now are now alive to short interests and short squeezes. So more and more people will continue to search for stocks that are heavily shorted, and some will do their due diligence as well. If a company has its fundamentals right, and market participants are convinced about that, a that's all the more reason why a lot of market participants will definitely get involved. And of late, we have seen that people have gotten involved in a much more serious way as it concerns GameStop. So even if you think the fundamentals are not very right for GameStop because it's bricks and mortar and the world is locked down now, and you have to, if you have to now be, you now need to have a digital dispensation amongst other things. Even if you think all of those things, the important thing is that the people who put their money are the market participants, and those market participants were convinced that GameStop, they deserve, they shouldn't be shorted. Some of those guys, they have patronized, they have gone to, some of them are or were and still are GameStop customers. So the people who shorted the stock felt that it's not going to survive. So let's get involved and make some money out of it. So in any case, though, I have deviated a bit. So since that time, Rocket has broken through the 20-day trend line, broken through the volume weighted average price. The next might be the intermediate 50-day trend line, but it's still trying to hold up. It's now up only 20.3%, rising up again, getting some resistance from the 20-day trend line. Momentum has also slightly improved, just slightly above 20 now, but fluctuating now, still currently at 20 or 24 now as we speak. So yeah, Rocket Companies has a hefty shot. I don't exactly know what it does, but we're going to find out now what Rocket Companies does. We're going to find out now. So right now it's currently trading, based on this 1 minute chart, it's currently trading at a premium to its short and intermediate trend lines, and I would just say, just see how it goes. Just be a bit cautious. And just be careful. Look at companies. Okay, they are in finance. Okay. So it's a holding company that provides Rocket Mortgage online platform. The company offers Rocket Mortgage app, which clients use to apply for a mortgage, interact with its team members, upload documents, e-sign documents, receive statements, and complete monthly payments on the Apple App Store. Rocket Mobile provides clients real-time quotes and access to mortgage calculators to help them choose the appropriate solutions to support their financial goals. The company operates through two segments: direct to consumer and partner network. In the direct to consumer segment, it directly interacts with clients and clients using various performance marketing channels. In the partner network segment, it is focused on aligning its brand with other consumer-focused influencers and marketing partnerships who utilize its platform to provide their clients mortgage solutions with a client experience. Okay, so it's financial. So these are some of the other companies that are related to Rocket. So it's spiked of late, like a tech stock, not like a finance stock. Maybe because it's it has a digital it has a digital strategy, maybe. Yeah. But since it's started, it went public, started trading not very long ago, sometime in August 2020. So Rocket is up 2%. So we covered GameStop earlier on. GameStop is down 2.1%. Now below this 261% extension level. This is a level we plotted some yesterday, and it's still very much relevant because it is still trading within the range of that Fibonacci extension and retracement levels. So currently it is trading below the 261.8% retracement level. Let's try and see if we can show you where we plotted that from. So we plotted the extension from which points did we? The 100%. So we picked it up from here. This is where we picked it up from. So since I believe this is where we picked it up, so since that time it has swung back and up. So at some point during the session of yesterday, it was down to the 76.4% retracement level, and since skyrocketed way past the 361.8 extension level, and has since now retraced back towards below the 261.8. So this is what's going on, right? This is what happened. We're looking at the broader picture of this is the pre-market of the 4th, that's Thursday the 4th, and this is the live session of the 4th. So this is the pre-market of this is the pre-market of today the 5th. So we just did that for the sake of emphasis. So let's see the AMC. AMC is down 0.37. AMC is, in my opinion, evidently by far cheaper as against GameStop, that is currently trading at triple digits now. But AMC is just still very much handy, and let's see if we can find out what the short interest on AMC is. Short interest is currently at it increased by 28%, so the volume is 448.13 million. We don't have okay, shares outstanding is 339 million. So we are talking something more than, if that 48 million was is the fact, then we're talking about something more than 10%. So obviously you may have also found out that AMC took advantage of the rally it had that followed the stocks earlier on, to raise funds, and indeed some of the directors also sold down, sold some of their positions or something like that. But I know for sure they took advantage of the rally and raised necessary funds. But for some reason, GameStop couldn't do that. They had some other technical issues that prevented them from doing so. And indeed, so many other companies have gone to raise funds. Many small companies, many micro OTC level companies have gone on to raise funds with the growing interest from retail market participants, especially much younger retail market participants. They are the much younger retail participants are definitely a group that has made some difference in the current financial literacy that much of the world is experiencing at the moment. So, and they had majority of them were involved in the AMC GameStop plays. But indeed, they are not only trading in those 3 to 5, all of those WallStreetBets stocks. Then many of them are diversifying their portfolios. A lot also want to get involved with much cheaper renewable energy penny stocks. So let's see what GameStop's short interest is. Percentage of stock float. Percentage of float is currently 30.23%. So for GameStop, the short interest is 30.23. That is still very high. It's considered that 12% is a cushion from is one. If shorten is good, then it is from 12%. 12% is excellent. Anything beyond that is super excellent. And obviously we have 30.23 for GameStop, and something higher again for, or something, okay, not as high as in the case of AMC. So the other one is KOSS. KOSS is KOSS Corporations. Short interest has decreased by 62%, but still currently stands at 14.24%. So AMC down 0.25%. KOSS Corporation down 1.63%. Momentum is very low, very poor now, currently at 0. But all of these are in the pre-market session right now. The market is opening in about 27 minutes. So there are a few stocks that have been in the news of late. Let's look at them. FLGT, FUJIN Genetics. FUJIN is up 30.54% in the pre-market session. Momentum is right at the top, overbought, but it's been moving sideways for a long time now. I believe this is probably the stock, the price went up. It seems immediately the market closed for the 4th and has since moved sideways, generally slightly up here of late, just added some more of late, but has since leveled out again and just moving sideways. All the trend lines have all bunched up apart from the 200-day yet to catch up, or simply implying that it hasn't moved sideways for a long time. Maybe if not, this 200-day trend line would have caught up, but with time, if it remains that way, it will definitely catch up. So let's see whether we can find anything on FLGT. If you just joined us, subscribe, like and share. Give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Okay, we have some news here, I believe. Q1's earnings reported, which is today the 5th of March. It says Q1 reported earnings were $6.20, a negative 0.64 miss. Let's go down. We can see for a daily chart, it's trading below its short-term. It's all of its trend lines apart from the longer term 200-day trend line. Market capitalization is 2.1 billion. Okay, there's some news here. It says HGEN Genetics to participate in Oppenheimer 31st Annual Healthcare Conference. So these are the pre-market gappers. So we'll go ahead and see what's going on with HGEN Genetics, a technology company providing comprehensive testing solutions through its scalable technology platform, today announced that its chairman and chief executive officer, Ming Hsieh, chief financial officer Paul Kim, and chief commercial officer Brandon Pethius are scheduled to virtually participate in the Oppenheimer 31st Annual Healthcare Conference on Tuesday, March 16, 2021. These representatives of the company will host a presentation beginning at 8:40 a.m. Eastern Time. The live webcast of the presentation will be available on the Investor Relations sector of HGEN Genetics website at that link there. Okay, HGEN Genetics proprietary technology platform has created a broad, flexible test menu and ability to continually expand and improve its proprietary genetic reference library while maintaining accessible pricing, high accuracy, and competitive turnaround times. Combining next generation sequencing with its technology platform, the company performs full gene sequencing with deletion/duplication analysis in an array of panels that can be tailored to meet specific customer needs. In 2019, the company launched its first patient-initiated product, Picture Genetics, a new line of at-home screening tests that combines the company's advanced next-generation sequencing solutions with actionable results and genetic counseling options for individuals. Since March 2020, the company has commercially launched several tests for the detection of SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes the novel and reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction based tests. The company has received emergency use authorization from the US Food and Drug Administration for the RT-PCR based tests for detection of SARS-CoV-2 using upper respiratory specimens, and at-home testing service through Picture Genetics. Okay, we're not sure exactly why it's going on. So anyway, as we pointed out in the chart, in this chart, it definitely, this spike occurred just after the market closed, I believe, in the pre-market session, probably sometime. There must be some news there that is behind this 31% increase it's currently spotting. So we've not been able to find that out. So technically we can see what's going on here for Fulgent. This is if you look at what has happened to the stock over the last 10 to 20 days, 20 sessions. We can see that even though it is up 30% in the pre-market session, what has happened in the past indicates that it appears to be correcting within a longer term bullish trend, although its MACD is below the signal line. This is the MACD, it's below the signal line. Shares remain 79.6% above an upward sloping 200-day moving average. It is outperforming the S&P 500 index. Momentum for FLGT is strongly bearish. Yes, so let's have a look. We saw that earlier on. You can see that it's definitely oversold. It's definitely bearish. The 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is below 20. Yes, the level which many analysts call oversold. This means that investors have been actively selling shares and driving the price lower. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer term accumulation is giving way to near term selling pressure. Can we look at that? Yes, this is the unbalanced volume indicator. At some point it was earlier, it was more than it was, so it's currently down at 27.0 million shares. So well, technically we can see that over the last 10 to 20 sessions, it's currently down below its 50-day trend line. But we also have that in the pre-market session it's up 32% at $113. So $113 will bring it up to somewhere here, so $113, somewhere there. So at which point it will be trading in between its short-term trend lines. It will be trading in between its short-term trend lines, and I believe that the 20-day trend line wouldn't react that fast as such. So we'll see what will happen when the market opens. So in as much as it's important to look at what happened in the past, but what is happening now is also what you should also look at very well, because it is once it has occurred, it becomes part of the past. So even though it is a much present reality, yeah, it's still part of the past. You know, it quickly joins the past, but it's much more relevant. So it's up 32%, and as such, it has become, things have changed now. It has become, with that sort of gain, it has it's no longer trading at a discount to all of those short-term trend lines. It's now trading at a premium to some of them, the 20 and the 50-day trend line. So even though it may seem like it's still okay, but I definitely would urge anyone to just observe and see what's going to happen, because it's I wouldn't really advise anybody to jump in on a stock that is rising. Always jump in when it is at a discount, unless you have looked at it and said, yes, regardless of whether it is currently at a high or has just run up a huge gain, the fundamentals are okay for me to jump in. So It has a history also of pulling back. So those though not so much. You can see this. This is let's see. This is on the 29th, so it was at 110, 29th of January, and that is the first of, that will be, I think the next session was then at 1st of February at 138. So that was a huge increase. So it has that history, yes. So 110 to 137. We are talking about something close to 20%, and it retreated from that level. Retreated from that level down to, okay, on the 2nd, and it was a 112. It fell back to 112, which was a correction. So it has a history of correcting, so always just hold on and see what's going to happen. Which let's wait for the market to open and see what's going to happen. So we'll go ahead and look at the next one. HUMANIGEN Inc. is up 7.23%. The market is opening in about 44 minutes. If you're there, give us a thumbs up. HUMANIGEN Inc. closed at $15.77 on the 4th of February, 4th of March. So this is the daily chart. Market cap of $814 million. Don't have any fresh news. So currently up 7.17%. Okay, Column Petroleum up 7.98%. Marathon Oil is up 6.8%. All of these are in the pre-market. KOSS Ventures up 1.46%. Waiter Holdings up 20.74%. So we're trying to see whether we can find any news behind Waiter Holdings. Okay, no fresh news as such. This is quite old. It says Waiter unveils partnership with Flow Payments to expand its cannabis market. Shares jumped 27% in late trading. Okay, so this is a post-session news. Okay, so quite relevant then. So it's based on what happened over the last 20 to 10 trading sessions. Waiter appears to be in a bearish medium-term range. Bearish medium-term range. Yeah, currently trading below all of its trend lines technically. It's lagging the S&P 500. Momentum for Waiter Holdings is strongly bearish. The 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is falling as investors sell shares and drive the price lower. The unbalanced volume indicator is bearish. The stop over the indicator is negative and suggests that there is lack of buying interest. So, but just like the other stock we covered earlier on, the Flugent, it's a different picture altogether. So it's currently at $3.62. So let's see where that will put it on this chart. $3.62. $3.62 will be somewhere above. You see, it's $3.62 will just put it almost. It will almost converge with its 20-day trend line. So you can comfortably say that with this 20% increase, things have changed. Before the market closed, it was a very good buying opportunity. So if you saw this at that point and dived in, you would definitely be 20% up. So that was a good case of buying the dip. But in any case, though, that is what's going on right now. Is only in the pre-market. We don't know yet what's going to happen when the market opens. Indeed, the price will continue from where it is to gap, to reflect as a gap on a daily chart. Satara Inc. is up 7.12%. I believe it should have a pre-market activity. No, it's not showing anything. HGEN is next one. HGEN Auto Holdings up 8.99%. Super League Gaming down 20.75% in the pre-market. The market is opening in about 33 minutes. GameStop down slightly at 2.84%. AMC is unchanged. KOSS is down 0.78%. So the Russell and the Nasdaq futures are up. That of Wall Street is also up. So there's a good chance we're gonna have a rally. The market is going to open positive. Says S&P futures versus fair value is up 28.2%, sorry, 28.8 points, 28.80 points. Nasdaq futures versus fair value up 43.50. S&P futures trade 29 points or 0.8% above fair value after an initially negative reaction to the strong February employment report. The 10-year yield is currently up 4 basis points to 1.59% after briefly matching last week's high of 1.61 after the jobs data. Equity indices in Asia Pacific region ended the week on a mostly lower note. China's premier ALYI announced that the country's 2021 GDP growth is expected to exceed 6%. There will be no big changes to monetary policy, while special local government bond sales are expected to, well, we could get everything. So let's see, there's a news here concerning the Dow futures. Dow futures now up 0.7%, that's what it's saying. Technology stocks were advancing in the pre-market. The technology sector SPDR ETF was 0.35% higher, and the semiconductor sector index fund was up 0.54% in recent activity. Sci-fi technologies was gaining over 21% in value after Bloomberg News reported that Blackstone Group is mulling acquiring a minority stake in the Indian internet company. So yeah, this is Sci-fi Technologies is up 20.74%, but has been in the pre-market has been trading sideways. At some point it was way higher than the 20% it is right now. At some point it was way more than this. It was probably as much as 25% higher. So the market is opening in about 28 minutes time. GameStop is still down 2.79%. AMC is down 0.25%. Okay, we obviously know we heard that the jobs figures were high. I believe stocks were set to rebound after a stronger than expected jobs report boosted optimism after a faster economic reopening. Economic reopening. Futures on Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 250 points on 0.7%. Earlier, Dow futures were up as much as 100 points. S&P 500 futures rose 0.7%. Nasdaq futures gained 0.2%. Stocks that would benefit from a rapid economic comeback gained in the wake of the jobs report. Energy stocks like Occidental gained more than 3%. Banks and many retailers jumped in the pre-market. The US 10-year Treasury yield popped above 1.6% after the February jobs report. The Labor Department on Friday reported that non-farm payrolls jumped by 379,000 for the month, and the employment fell to 6%. That compared to expectations of 210,000 new jobs, and the unemployment rates to hold steady from 6.3% rate in January, according to Dow Jones. As rates jumped, tech shares with high valuations got hit again in the pre-market, continuing this pattern this week. Tesla and Peloton shares fell. Yes. The move in futures followed a sharp sell-off on Thursday, triggered by Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell's remarks on rising bond yields. The Fed chair said the recent run-up caught his attention, but he didn't give any indication of how the central bank would rein it in. Some investors had expected Powell to signal his willingness to adjust the Fed's asset purchase program. The economic reopening could create some upside pressures on prices, Powell said in a Wall Street Journal webinar on Thursday, 24th of March. Even if the economy sees transitory increases in inflation, I expect that we will be patient, he added. Equity investors in our conversations are really grappling with two things they may not have had to deal with for the past 10 years, said Tom Lee, Strat's co-founder and head of research. One of the potential for inflation to actually have to be priced into equities. I think there's a lot of confusion. Then it's a bond market that seems to be testing the Fed, which kind of scares people. Added Lee, who believes the sell-off this week is a buying opportunity. Tech stocks led the market decline Thursday, especially those with high valuations and small or no profitability. The Nasdaq dropped 2.1% yesterday, the 4th of March, bringing its losses this week to 3.6%. The tech-heavy benchmark also turned negative for the year and fell into correction territory, or down 10% from a recent high on an intraday basis. Tesla shares were off their lows in Friday pre-market trading, but still down 0.3%. The S&P and the Dow both fell more than 1% on Thursday, headed for a losing week. Energy outperformed with a 2.5% gain in the previous session amid a jump in oil prices. Rates soared once again, which opened the door for more selling of technology stocks, said Ryan Detrick, chief market strategist at LPL Financial. The bright side is the economy continues to improve, and leadership from financial services and energy is something that suggests that this isn't a sell everything moment. Yeah, so you heard it. The market is likely to open up. We can see that here, because this is the Russell. This is the Russell futures, Russell 2000 futures. It's inclined upwards, and we can also see that the Nasdaq is also up. The futures is up 135.72 points. The Dow is up. The futures is up 315 points, roughly 1%. So that's what's going on. Yeah, if you're there, give us a thumbs up. Thank you very much for joining us. The market is opening in about 20 minutes. So you see the analysts, Goldman Sachs adjusts Broadcom's price target to 440 from 408. Let's see what's going on. It's only up 1.57%. Not much has changed there. Which stocks have technical chart patterns that may indicate a reversal in their current trend according to Recognia? The following stocks have high potential to reverse their current trends based on research provided by Recognia. Bottom triangle. So this is Innova International Inc. Bullish signal. The other one is Innodata, bearish signal. The price seems to have reached the bottom, showing signs of reversal as it has broken upward after a period of uncertainty or consolidation. Okay, this is as of Thursday. Let's see if we can find anything. And ENVA. So this is the bottom, I think. A bottom triangle shows two converging lines as prices reach lower highs and higher lows. Volume diminishes as the diminishes as the price swings back and forth between an increasingly narrow range, reflecting uncertainty in the market direction. Then, well before the triangle reaches its apex, the price breaks above the upper trend line with a noticeable increase in volume, confirming this bullish pattern as a reversal of the prior downward trend. Can we see any? This is the downward trend, and then this is what we're looking at. So we're going to come back to these set of interesting ideas much later on. Okay, let's see whether we can find the nothing's going on in the pre-market. So this is not a future, so we can't see anything. AMC is now up 1.25. Let's see whether GameStop is equally up. GameStop is losing more. KOSS is up 1.31%. BlackBerry is down 0.91%. Nokia up roughly 1%. Let's see, SLGG was down 21%, so still down 21% in the pre-market session. It ran up 7 successive sessions of gains, so let's see what's going to happen, if it will shrug off this 21.77% decline. And there's also speculation that GameStop might be eyeing it as an acquisition target. Tanja factory outlets up 1.22%. Clean energy fuels up 1.23%. Northern Genesis up 0.78. Kroger up 0.85. All of these are in the pre-market session. Burlington up 1%. Toro Coal is unchanged. Sienna Cup is up 0.06%. DraftKings is up 0.82%. So the market is going to open in about 9 minutes time. So if you're there, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share if you can. So yeah, I've got one. Let's go. Thank you for streaming. Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, thank you for joining us as well. Thank you for joining us and giving us your encouragement. Thank you very much. So we can't really do much. The market hasn't started, but you know, there's a lot to cover before it opens. We obviously know that the job numbers were good, and if farming numbers are also good as well. So in as much as there's negativity, the yield on the 10-year treasury has also continued to rise. It rose on the news of the employment numbers, but people, you know, there's just news. You know, there's fear of inflation, but hey, you can always shrug it off and put your money in the market. Yeah, indeed, if the yields increase, yeah, it might affect some of the growth stocks, but yeah, you can always, like the market participants are shrugging it off. It will not continue to. I mean, if it happens, if you know the negatives are there, yeah, they're there. But at some point, we can't. We're not going to mourn them forever. We have to move on. So we have 7 minutes. We have 7 minutes now before the market opens. So we are let's get back and see what's going on with GameStop. Okay, this is DraftKings is up 0.63%. Yeah, yesterday they announced a partnership with UFC. You know, doing this sort of stuff you probably see on Super Leagues, SLGG. So they had, you know, what after in the pre-market they were up, but after some time it declined. But currently now it's up 0. You can see it's nicely trending upwards. Getting support from its 10-day trend line. Momentum is also improving as well. So let's return to GameStop. GameStop is losing ground right now, but you know, still early days. You can see it also declined gradually and nicely, finding resistance at the 20-day trend line. These are some Fibonacci lines we plotted earlier on in the previous session. So it's currently trading just below this 261.8% extension level, which is at the price. The price at that level is at $130.09. Five more minutes before the market opens. Okay, that's the new, that's the piece of news here. But before that, we have a couple of analysts' actions on Costco. This is 1 Costco, 2 Costco, 3 Costco, 4 Costco, 5 Costco, 6 Costco. It's Costco is on the news. Let's see what's going on. Cost. Okay, it's down 0.87%, but maybe it's recovering from this. Yes, it's recovering from this low, so it's appreciating. And as well, it's definitely, it has to be appreciating 0.87%, so it's improving. At some point it was worse than what it is now, so this is the news. It says US stocks index futures higher, European shares up 0.1%, crude up, gold down, 10-year treasury notes yield at 1.6, obviously an increase. Welcome to the world, welcome to the home of okay, no, it's not for that. US stock futures rise post payroll. US stock index futures were higher before the bell Friday, after briefly turning negative following data that showed jobs growth accelerated at a faster than expected rate in February. Longer dated treasury yields jumped after the data, adding to recent equity investors' concerns about rising interest rates. The Nasdaq fell more than 2% on Thursday, extending its recent declines and finishing the session close to 10% below its 12 record high. The losses in the market accelerated on Thursday's session after remarks from Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell fueled investors' worries. So we have 2 minutes before the market opens now. So we'll just hold on, and it's 1 minute now. Let's just pause before that the market opens. You can see the market has opened, and already we can see the Dow Jones is up 0.96%, Nasdaq up 1%, S&P up 0.96%. So GameStop currently down 2.51%, trading just below the 261% and the 161% extension levels, which set this level at the 121.93 price line. The base point of these extension and retracement levels was the $121.93 price. So let's look at AMC. AMC is also down 0.13%. KOSS is up 0.65%. KOSS Corporation. Nokia up 0.92%. Quite a steep increase there. Quite a gap. American Battery Metals down 5.42%. I would imagine that okay, for some reason it's not Sun Hydrogen up 4.17%. Global Battery Metals down 2.91%. Healthier Choices is up 25%. Tuscan Holdings is unchanged. Sunworks is up 1.9, roughly 2%. Trading it in between its 23% and 0% extension levels, so it has since declined since we plotted the these Fibonacci extension and retracement lines. If you just joined us, subscribe, like and share, give us a thumbs up. Okay, what do you think of SLGG? Okay, let's have a look at SLGG. Thank you very much for joining us. Okay, SLGG is down 18%. Well, it's high time. The stock has been it ran up 7 sessions of non-stop gains. So this is the 8th session since it started that ascent from the 26th of February, which was last week. So currently it's down 18 point, roughly 20%. So I think this is you should be expected. You know, it's you can see it gap down. This is what happened in the pre-market. So it's down. So this is also the daily chart. So, and based on this daily chart, it's trading below its 161.8 extension level. So we plotted this extension and retracement levels from the base point. You can see this is where we picked that point. This is the base of the Fibonacci. It was at $6.80. So it's not very far away from it as such. So, but it at some point it exceeded the 361.8% extension level at roughly $9. So okay, let's have a look at the daily chart. You see what we're talking about. See, this is the 25th or thereabout. Yes, see how it's just skyrocketed non-stop. Currently it's now down. So I think it should be expected that at some point it has to correct, and this is a double correction. And fundamentally the stock is sound. It's a gaming stock and all that stuff, and it's also associated with real events as well. So fundamentally there isn't any problem. It's just technically and otherwise it's still trading at a premium as well, to its medium to short-term trend lines, going even with this double correction. So I would say we actually had a video about specifically on it today. So I would say if you really want to get involved with the stock, maybe this correction may offer you a brief window. But my advice is, this is my own opinion, if you want to get involved, also reserve some money just in case it corrects any further. And indeed, just as we said, it has corrected. And if you probably got in while it was rising somewhere here, you now have an opportunity to add some more. But indeed, it's still trading at a premium to some of those short-term trend lines, implying that there's a chance that it may also even retrace a lot further. Because the reason is simply because certain market participants are observing that, they're looking at that, and they're saying it has run up these gains. It can always retreat further. So those are some of the things that they're looking at, and some of the things that can happen. And outside as well, the algos are also watching some of those things. So any day, anytime, if you want to jump in right now, because it's now even correcting a lot further, just observe and see, build your confidence, convince yourself that it's what you want to do. Currently now, based on this 1 minute chart, it's trying to approach that baseline of $6.80. So yeah, and also there's also the rumor that GameStop may be eyeing it to bolster its digital presence. If it acquires a proper digital gaming concern, then it will assuage a lot of its investors. And some of these investors today, the biggest investors in GameStop, are not hedge funds. It's young folks, people in their 20s and even younger. So so it's taking a breather today, but nobody knows. This is early days in this session. Nobody knows what's going to happen. All of these market participants, they are on Reddit right now, on WallStreetBets, discussing and watching and observing. It's definitely a stock you would like to definitely have. You can also see that the price is roughly $7. So if you want to compare it with some of the other stocks, that have market caps in the billions, you might just want to say, there's no point wasting time, I'm going to buy this right away. So I believe at this current price, its market cap is about 180 million. So obviously that is very small in the current spare of things. Which would expect that with time it will get to the billions. Yeah, we got three likes, and let's get going, folks. So let's go on and look at fuel cell energy. Fuel cell energy is down 3.41%. Okay, let's give it some Fibonacci here, and when we come back, we'll see what would have happened. We picked it up from there. Okay, no, sorry, it's like this. If it declines any further, we'll also add more. So this is what's going on with fuel cell energy down 4.75%. Goes up energy is down 5.32. Let's also draw a Fibonacci for it. Quite tricky, fluctuating. Let's pick it. Just this is better spaced out. So OZUP is down roughly 4%. Currently in a bearish trend, a minor bearish trend, not very much, but at the same time as well fluctuating back and forth. Okay, let's look at ASTI. Ascent Solar is down 3.57%. We also have some Fibonacci on it, and has since retraced below those extension and retracement lines. Trading, the baseline we chose was $0.04, so it's trading still okay, still not very far away from it as such. Biosolar is down 0.95%. Vertex Energy is down 4.23%, trading below all of its trend lines at the moment. Plug Power down 2.67%. If you just joined us, thank you very much for doing so. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you can as well. Thank you. Jivo is almost unchanged. We also have Fibonacci extension retracements. So it's trading based on our baseline was, we can't see it right now, but it's definitely trading below that. It's currently in between the 50% retracement and the 38.2% retracement. Probably one of the stocks that was affected by the sell-off yesterday, the 4th of March. Canoe Inc. is up 1.71%, trading above all of its trend lines. Has buy signals all over it. You can see the trend lines are all nicely upward sloping. So it has positive signals going for it right now. Momentum is at 56, not shabby, just okay, just modest, not oversold, not overbought. Fusion Fuel Green up 1.36%. We also have Fibonacci on it as well. It's already trading below our baseline. It's trading between the 23.6 retracement and the 0% retracement at $14.98. Probably suffering from the sell-off that occurred yesterday, of trying to recover from it. Churchill Capital down 2.59. We also have retracements on it and Fibonacci lines on it. So it is currently trading. Okay, has since declined. Yes, trading, struggling to stay in the 61.8% retracement zone, and then trading in between its intermediate and the short-term trend lines. QuantumScape is down 0.25%. Let's see what's going on and who's there and what they're asking. QuantumScape is down 0.23. Based on our retreat and our Fibonacci, it has retraced. It's currently trading between the 23.6% and the 0.0%, trading between the $44 and the $44.09 and the $43.18 range. Sorrento is down 3.58%, trading below all of its trend lines, all of them. Retracement wise, it's trading between the 38.2% and the 23.6%. Renewable energy is unchanged. SunVault is also unchanged. Romeo Power down 3.28%. Trading below all of its trend lines, all of them. Romeo Power momentum is not it's dropping, almost at 20, currently at 31 now. This is obviously based on the 1 minute chart. Northern Genesis Line Electric. We have some Fibonacci on it as well. It has retraced, currently down 5.79%. Trading in between the 23.6% and the 0% retracement levels. Ocean Power Techs down 5.15%. since retraced as well from our baseline, currently trading way below that, the baseline, currently trading below all of its trend lines. Momentum is okay, just fairly in between. It's currently down 5.19%. American lithium down 0.293%, trading below all of its trend lines. Very bearish signals, but it's trying to resist all of those. Momentum is slightly improving. Teradata is up 0.02%. It has since retraced from our baseline, and it's currently just sitting on the 0% retracement. That would be 40.48. Magnite is down 5.74%. It has also retreated and retraced way below the 0% retracement we plotted earlier on, trading below all of its trend lines. Very much bearish at the moment, even though momentum is bearish at the moment. Yes. Medman Enterprises is down 4.43%. Cheetah Mobile down 2.46, also in a bearish mode as well. Momentum is also bearish, trading, just getting support here and now and then from the 20-day trend line, 200-day trend line, which is the longer term trend line. Wheeler Real Estate Investment Trust is up 0.98%. B Square Corp is down 2%. Lash is Lash Inc. is up 0.9%, also trading below all of its trend lines, but maybe getting some resistance from the 10-day trend line as well. Lake Resources up 11.11%. Trading above all of its trend lines at the moment. Vision Hydrogen is, I think, unchanged. Torchlight Energy down 3%, trading below all of its trend lines, trying to resist the bearish signals it's been spotting for some minutes now, down 2.83%. Metamaterials is up 10.47%, trading above all of its trend lines. Momentum is quite okay at that 39 at the moment. Regal Pharmacy down 1.96%. trading below all of its trend lines. Quick Logic is up 0.55%. Greenland Technologies down 4.58%, trading below all of its trend lines as well. Electric Carco is down 10.53%. Westport Fuel Systems is down 7.34%, trading below all of its trend lines. Okay, the Nasdaq is in the negative now, 0.85% minus. The S&P is also in the negative, 0.16%. The Dow is just slightly up, 0.09%. So we'll find out what's going on, what's driving the market over the edge again. Property Solutions acquisition unchanged. we have this as an active mover. Let's see what's going on. EYIs, let's find out what's going on with it. Oops. Second side medical pro, you can see it's up and up and up. Okay, it has a market cap of 33.2 million. You can see it used to trade at somewhere higher than what it is right now, so that increase we're seeing right now is not much of any fresh news. Doesn't trigger anything as such because it's been there before. So do you have any news? Second site medical secures FDA approval for device used in patients with retinitis pigmentosa. Alright. Second side medical products FDA approved August 2S retina prosthesis system in combination with previously implanted August 11 systems for the treatment of retinitis pigmentosa. Yeah. So that's the news behind the huge double-digit gain for second site medical products. So let's see where SIFY Sci-Fi Technologies is up 18.15%. So let's continue to look at all the stocks. Let's look at VCNX. VCNX is down 2.3%. Just trying to extend its price back into our Fibonacci scale, but getting some resistance and pulling back, trading above its short-term trend lines, but in between the short-term and the intermediate and the long-term trend lines. VCNX down 2.53%. So I think the S&P has recovered now. It's now in the positive. So the Nasdaq is still in the negative. Let's see how things go. CRMD. Comedix is down 3.1%. Comedix is based on the Fibonacci scale we drew. It's currently above that baseline of $6.90. So the Nasdaq just got into the positive now. Forest Automation is down 2.69%, but trading above our baseline of $10.84. Forest Road Acquisition up 2.24, down 2.24%. Ajigo aerial systems, that's what we're looking at right now, down 1.18%. Has since retraced almost to the last section of our retracement level. Pltr is down 4.4%, struggling to sustain or struggling to retrace or rather extend its bullish signals, or rather its short-term bullish signals, but all in all it doesn't, it's very much it's just its short-term trend line, the shortest of them all, is quite bullish, let's say bullish, but the rest of the other trend lines are bearish, so it's facing some challenge there. It's facing some challenge. So Pltr is down 4.95%. And Negoscorp is down to 3.49%. In the short term, it's quite bullish, even though the price itself is not bullish at the moment. Still trying to retrace a bit. Bitfarms is down 4.86%, has retraced way out of our Fibonacci scale. Currently trading at $4.4458. We can't even see our baseline because it has retraced a lot, so currently down 4.31%. So Riot is down 5.81%, has retraced way below our Fibonacci scale, trying to improve, but you know what, in the short term it's quite bullish, quite bullish, but not in the medium or intermediate term based on this 1 minute chart. Riot blockchain down 5.41%. Jinko Solar down 1.42%, trading below all of its trend lines. Momentum is also gone for now. Six Flags down 0.33%, but still trading within our Fibonacci scale, so trading in between the 50% and the 38.2% range or scale. Capstone is up 3%, currently trading within our Fibonacci scale, but trading below all of its trend lines apart from the 200-day, but still trading above the baseline of $1.98, trading at $2.06. Alpine for Holdings Inc. is down 14.39%. Momentum is very strong, so it's getting a bit bullish. Bain Biotech Co is down 13.15%, but still trading within just right on the baseline we set at $0.07. Momentum is strong, but just spotted some bullish signals there. You can see the short-term trend line is also looking up. So this is in the midst of this decline of 13.15% during this session of the 5th of March 2021. Alternate systems is down 15.25%, trading way below our Fibonacci scale. All the signals are pointing to bearishness, even though it's trying to reverse that, or rather continue with the upward trend. It's plotted briefly, but getting some support from the 10-day trend line. In the very short term, it's yeah, still bearish, still very bearish. Alternate is down 15.84%. Saddle Ranch is up 8.82%, trading above our baseline, our Fibonacci baseline, at $0.0037. Let's see HCMC. HCMC is up 16.67%. FBC Holdings is down 22.22%, trading below all of its trend lines. Grelate Inc. is unchanged. Legends Business Group up 21.62%. Trading above all of its trend lines. Momentum is well, could be better than that. Winning Brands down 15.38. The Nasdaq back into the negative again, and the S&P is not far as well, but the Dow Jones has sustained its positive numbers. US Energy Initiative up 4.29%. Frontier Capital Holdings is down 16.31%, trading below all of its trend lines. LTC Properties Inc. is up 0.87%, trading above all of its trend lines. Momentum is very good, overbought as at the moment. IS Holdings Inc. is still within our Fibonacci scale, trading in between the 38.2% retracement and that of the 23.6% retracement. ISW Holdings down 14.67%. Charge Enterprises down, or rather up 0.33%. Solar Integrated Roofing is down 13.84%, trading below all of its trend lines. But in the short term, it has some bullish signals, but the momentum is not healthy, not very strong. Twin 2050 meters zinc is down 14.44%. Momentum is strong, but it's been moving sideways for some time now. The intermediate and long-term signals are bearish at the moment. Sterling is down 2.56%, trading below all of its trend lines. Momentum is tipping over. Short and intermediate trend lines are bearish. ChemFarm is down 0.83%. Trading between the short and intermediate and long-term trend lines. TRXC, oops, Transcenterix, oops. We don't have any data. I think our Wi-Fi is a bit problematic, I think. Okay, it's working. OV Therapeutics is down 6.6%, trading below all of its trend lines. All of its trend lines they have bearish signals, even though for the last, okay, it's still bearish. Momentum is low. OV Therapeutics down 6.22%. HGEN is down 10.14%, trading below all of its trend lines, and those trend lines are also spotting bearish signals, but the stock itself is doing its best to get bullish. Momentum is also improving. Yeah. HGEN down 9.51%. So HGEN is racing down. The Nasdaq is down 1.11%. S&P down 0.04%. The Dow is still up 0.29%. UWMC Holdings is down 9.25%. If you just joined us, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you can, and also share if you can as well. Holdings is down 9.28%. Momentum is poor. Trend lines, negative signals or bearish signals. It seems the malaise has come back again. Sell-off is going on again. Oh, okay. Super League is down 33%. Super League Gaming, and it's struggling to remain within our retracement level, our Fibonacci levels. Struggling to, it's just right on the, okay, still there, still very much there. Do we have to, it seems we now have to yeah, we do. Did we do that? Okay, it has to, yeah, I think we drew another one today, that's why. Yes, we now have two sets of retracement of retracement levels to sets. So in the second one, it's currently at the in between the 0% and the 76.4%. So Super League Gaming down 33%, presenting a buying opportunity for those who missed out, for those who think it's a good, it has fundamentals. So the S&P is back in positive now, and as the Nasdaq is probably trying to do so, down only 0.71%. Tanja Factory Outlet down 5.48%. Clean Energy Fuels down 8.4%. All of its trend lines are spotted negative or bearish signals, but the stock itself is trying to be bullish. Momentum is at 42, even and improving. Kroger up 2.67%. Yeah, it's all of its trend lines are bearish, or sorry, bullish. Yeah, it's, you know, momentum is at 92, almost overbought. Kroger is, you know, quite positive at the moment. Burlington Stores down 0.46%. If you just join us, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, like, and share if you can. Turuco is up 0.97%. Sienna Corp is down 0.51%. DraftKings. DraftKings is down 8.21%. All of its trend lines are bearish. Momentum is also trying to improve. We've looked at eyes, and let's see where it is now. At 122.17%. So all of its signals, all of its trend lines are shooting up. They're all bullish, but momentum is cooling off as the stock keeps on. It's just trying to gradually pulling back a bit, but it has bullish signals all over it. On riding on the positive news, as the FDA has approved one of its medicines or techniques or something like that. SIFY. Sci-Fi Technologies is up 15.19%. Momentum is trying to improve its trading in between the shorter terms and the longer term trend lines. Sci-Fi Technologies is up 15%. Nasdaq has lost further. It's now at a negative. It has lost 1.01% at the moment. GEN Genetics is down 4.19%, trading in between its short-term trend lines and the longer-term trend line, but at the moment it has just broken through that. Fulgent is up 2.96%. Homanigenic is down 4.88%. All of its trend lines are bearish, but the stock itself is resisting that bearishness. Momentum is very strong, so it's definitely a buy signal. Negative signals from the trend lines, but an improving momentum, which is an indication that the stock is trying to reverse that negativity. Calon Petroleum is up 8.49%, but currently trading below all of its shorter trend lines, that is short and intermediate trend lines, but above the 200-day trend line, which is the longer term trend line. Momentum is not there at all. So Nasdaq still losing further, down 1.35%. Marathon Oil is up 2.55%, but today the shorter term signals are negative, bearish, but the momentum is not strong at all. KOSS Ventures is up 2.34%, but it's just moving sideways, just consolidating. We have those two patterns there, two double bottoms, I think. 2.24% is what KOSS Ventures is spotting at the moment. Waiter Holdings is up 6.52%. The short-term trend lines are bearish, but the longer term is bullish, and the stock itself is well, at the moment quite bearish, but it seems it's trying to improve on the momentum. Yes, it's improving. It seems it's getting a bit bullish. It can be a bullish signal. It can be. So Waiter Holdings is up 6.36%. Cetera Inc. is down 14.78%. Momentum has disappeared completely. The intermediate trend line has a bearish signal. The 200-day has a bearish signal as well. I think all in all it's quite bearish at the moment, trading below all of its trend lines. Maybe deemed a buying opportunity, even though its signal says sell, sell, sell. So let's look at CIEN. CIEN is down 5.76, below, trading below all of its short-term trend lines, and all those trend lines are all spotting bearish signals. But momentum is trying to improve. If nothing is fundamentally wrong, it's definitely presenting a buying opportunity if you're bold enough to do so. Nasdaq down 1.113%. Property Dignified down 12.26%. The short and intermediate trend lines, I think they're all even though momentum is not there at all, very poor. I think somewhat they are still bullish. They still have bullish signals. So it's down 16.99% at the moment. GameStop up now 11% after after trading in the negative in the pre-market session, up now 10.78% at 146.73%. Okay, GameStop appreciating, rising up, more and more gains. Nasdaq still losing further ground. Nasdaq, S&P also losing as well, but not as much as Nasdaq. Nasdaq down 1.3% roughly. S&P is down 0.13%. Dow Jones is down Dow Jones is up 0.15%. Not very strong, but GameStop is shooting up. all of its trend lines are positive. Momentum is dipping in and out of overbought. So let's see what's going on with the broader market. Says S&P 500 is trading higher, okay, but not now. Treasury yields have also come down. The 10-year yield has seen resistance at last week's high of 161, 1.61%, briefly matching its following the February employment report prior to the open, before retracing with the current yield of 1.57%. That's 2 basis points higher than yesterday's settlement price. The impetus for the higher rates was the headline non-farm payrolls figure increasing by 379,000 versus the consensus estimate of 200,000, on top of an upwardly revised 166,000 increase in January from 94,000. Okay, we have a couple of stocks here we can have a look as well. GWACW, GWACW. SVACW. Okay, let's begin with this. Oops, nothing wrong, no information. Yeah, thank you. We've got 4 likes now. Thank you very much. There's nothing there. Standard Starboard Value Acquisition Corp. Okay, so these probably are quite new. That's why we're having problems looking at them. There's no data on them at the moment, I believe. They're empty snapshots. This might also be the case with this empty snapshot, yes. Let's look at this. HGEN Inc. So today the price rose through the 50-day moving average of $1.93. Market cap of $29.5 million, 116.92 million shares outstanding. No fresh news as such. So let's see, is it correcting? It says it's correcting within a longer term bullish trend, although it's MACD below the signal line. Shares remain 44% above an upward sloping 200-day trend line. Let's have a look. HGEN China is up. So it's currently at $2.78 to $2.078. So it's currently trading in between the short term and the intermediate trend lines, and currently the stochastic oscillator is based on the data for the last 10 to 20 days. It's bearish. The 40 period is below 20 level, which many analysts call oversold. This means that investors have been actively selling shares and driving the price lower. Today's volume is on track to be heavier than usual, with 197,685 shares having traded so far. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. HGEN Inc. Currently on this 1 minute chart, it's spotting bearish signals, bullish signals. All of its trend lines are upward looking. Momentum is very strong. So yes, GameStop is up roughly 5.4%, but right now, it's lost some steam. It's lost some steam, yeah. At some point it was up 11%, sorry, 13%. AMC is down down 3%. KOSS is down 1.79%. Yes, sorry, I had to answer a phone call. Yes, it went off. Yes, sorry about that. Okay, let's continue. BlackBerry is down 7.22%. We can see it's below all of the Fibonacci levels we set. So Nokia is up 0.13%. American Battery Metals down 22.17%. Whoa, something's not very good with stock right now. Sun Hydrogen is equally down 16.46%. Toscan Holdings down 6.3%, but still within Fibonacci levels. Sunworks is down 13.36%. So only the Dow Jones is still holding up. All the others are in the red. The Nasdaq down 1%, SPX down 0.04%. So all the trend lines for Sunworks are negative, are bearish. The stock itself, apart from its short-term trend lines, they are just trying to get a bit bullish. But momentum is still holding up at 62 for Sunworks at the moment, based on this 1 minute chart. Sorry, 1 minute, yes, 1 minute type of chart. Fuel Cell Energy down 12.5%. You can see it is way below these are the Fibonacci levels we set earlier on, so it's just dropped below all of that. Now currently at 12 points, at a loss of 12%. But the short-term trend lines are, indicating some bullishness. The momentum is also improving, almost overbought, so it has just broken through that 50-day trend line. So for some, it's a buying opportunity for those who are bold enough. USOP is now up 6%. I think all of its trend lines are positive or bullish at the moment. Momentum is okay.